What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today I'm smiling just like Patrick right now because today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Super 7 Ultimates SpongeBob SquarePants series, Patrick Star and Squidward Tentacles. Man, these boxes are awesome, and I really do like Super 7's packaging, but I do think they're a little much. But it's nice to see that they got rid of like the brown overlay on top. It just seemed like a waste to me. There's the barcodes if you're looking for them, though I don't know how helpful that's going to be. But as traditional Super 7 fashion, they do have a slip cover, and oh man, you get to see Patrick all up in there. I don't want to spoil too much. Really, simple read up there. SpongeBob's best friend is dim-witted, not stupid. There's a difference. His hobbies include sleeping and lying dormant. I don't know if that's a great representation of Patrick, but what I'm super excited for is Squidward. So taking a look... Oops, sorry, my light turned off there. Taking a look at Squanny. Oh, man. Super excited for this. Squidward is the yang to SpongeBob optimistic yin. He's a dark cloud hovering over Bikini Bottom. He's embittered, witty, a luff, and a stick in the mud. Jeez, they really went in depth with the vernacular for Squidward here. And an awful musician, though he has no idea. That's a little harsh on him. He's miserable and snooty, yet a real pinch. What? He's miserable and snooty, yet in a real pinch, he'll help out, complaining the whole time. Again, I don't know how good of a... Also, I know I probably sound stupid reading that, but I'm like looking through the ring and through... I'm trying to read through the phone. I mean, in my defense, what the heck is that read up for Squidward? But without further ado, let's go ahead and open these guys up, because it's very rare that I'm excited for Super 7 figures, but these ones catch my eye. So, getting these aquatic fellas out of the packaging, I gotta say, Super 7, you suck. Alright? Alright, I'm not gonna be that... I won't be that harsh on it, but I will say there are things that I really like about these figures, and then things that I really hate and don't understand why they do. I don't think it's any secret, if you've been following my channel for any period of time, I am not a Super 7 fan. And unfortunately, I'm a huge SpongeBob fan. Like, a huge SpongeBob fan. This is like the first license from my childhood that is getting a resurgence in popularity. Well, I don't think SpongeBob was ever irrelevant, but like, this is like my generation's like He-Man or Turtles. So to finally be getting good action figures of them, or like at least a high-end line, is something that I have been waiting for a long time. So it's upsetting to report that these aren't that great, at least not in my opinion. There's just things that there are things that I really like, and then things that I'm like, why Super 7, why? And we'll go into that. So I want to start with Patrick, because I think Patrick fares a little bit better than Squidward, but honestly not by much. So taking a look at the big bellied buddy, he looks pretty damn good. I'll give them that. The sculpt for what it needs to be is great. All the little dots on him, like all his little whatever they are painted and sculpted on there. I think the sculpt of the body is really nice. The little blue trim around the pants gets a little shoddy in spots, because why would QC be a thing that they take into account for a $55 figure? Just keep that in mind, because that is a huge thing here. You're paying pretty much $60 a pop without shipping for these guys, and they can never make them clean. The eyes look pretty good. The eyebrows are alright. Again, there's not much to talk about in terms of the sculpt, but it does look nice. Like, it looks like Patrick should. And I do like that. In terms of accessories, that's where Super 7 usually like shines, and I think here they did better with Patrick than Squidward. So starting off, he does come with a couple different interchangeable hands. So you kind of get just like the generic nub hands for Patrick, which are definitely the ones I'm leaving on. Then you get like a pointer finger, which this looks weird as hell to me. I don't know what the hell this is. I'm not a big fan of that. I do like the open hand, like kind of just like with the thumb. I do wish that we had 2 of these, but unfortunately we don't. Then we get a small grip hand, which already has paint rub on it from the accessory that it's supposed to hold. It looks like he's got poop on his hand. And then you do get the more open grip hand. So, okay, fine. Then we go ahead and get a jellyfishing net, which I like that it's a real net. It looks good. It is a little warped, but I mean, I won't hold them accountable for that. I can bend that out. That looks very nice, and you do actually get a jellyfish to go with it. So sculpted and painted nicely, but it's kind of weird because like they catch them like this, and getting this out of the net is a pain in the butt sometimes. Like if you let it sit in there and kind of like, you know, just from getting in the drawer, then you gotta like untangle this thing. And again, I'd rather it be a real net than not, so I'm not going to complain about it too much, but just keep that in mind. So then you do get a Krusty Krab hat, which is crazy that SpongeBob or Patrick and Squidward to get it before SpongeBob, but I do have SpongeBob here. You can put it on SpongeBob's head if you so choose. It will just sit there, but it is there. But it does come with Patrick, and it's got more of a form fit to Patrick's head. Like this will stay pretty good. So, not bad. And to have the hat, I guess the only notable time, he's worn the hat a couple times in the series, but the most notable time is the phone. This is the, no, this is Patrick phone. Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. And then he slams it down and he gets all angry. But you don't really have a head to convey that. So and you don't have the booth. I know for like Thundercats, and they do like play sets kind of like thrones and shit. Give us the boat with like a little wall piece to put SpongeBob like in the back. That would be super cool. Like the boat like front desk or like ordering station for Squidward to be in. Oh man, that'd be so cool. But yeah, the phone is nice, but I don't know how useful it is. I think for Patrick, well, let's see what else he comes with. So he does come with his racing rock that he thinks is a snail, you know, and he's like, it's okay, you take your time. And then the rock winds up winning. Looks all right. Could use a little bit more paint, but looks okay. Get the 8 on there, looks nice. And then you do get the meme head in the shape of Dirty Dan. No, I'm Dirty Dan. As I will say, this is pretty funny to have. I can't imagine that a lot of people are going to display him with this, but it's pretty cool. I will say I would have preferred an open mouth smiling head with like the one tooth kind of look, kind of like they did on the front of the box. I think I would have preferred that over the Dirty Dan head, to be completely honest with you, because I'm never going to use that. I'm always going to have this, and I would like a little bit more expression on him. I think better accessories for Patrick. One that came to mind was his secret box. That would have been pretty cool to get. Maybe more food, like an ice cream cone, I think would have been really good for Patrick. Like, there's a lot of other things that I think he could have came with. I do like the rock, and the jellyfish and the net are very nice. The hat is nice, but the phone doesn't really do much for me because you don't have the right stuff for it, and I would have preferred a different head over this. Like, it's funny, and it's cool to have, but I think I would have preferred something else. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about the accessories, because this is, like, one of those licenses that I know, like, everything about. So I take it very seriously. Like other lines that I collect, like I'll tell you guys, like I'm not the biggest blah 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 fan, but no, like this is one of those licenses that I can name everything about it. Like it's engraved. So I feel like Toy Shiz when I talk about SpongeBob. That guy knows everything about his cartoons, and this is one of mine. So I'd like to see it represented a little bit better. But, whatever. So, in terms of articulation, we're just going to go right into it here because there isn't much. The head, as you saw, is on a ball peg, but this is about it. there's like a smudge down there, but this is about it. And it will kind of work itself off. It is a double ball peg. And it I don't know how, like, I would imagine articulating Patrick's probably a pain in the ass. So it's really just going to be effectively a swivel with a little bit of tilt. And I'm okay with that. Shoulders go upwards. Hand came out. Shoulders go up, they go down, they rotate 360. You get a single jointed elbow that swivels, and then you get a swivel with, I mean, starfish don't have any joints, so they are what is called a rotally symmetric. So they start in the middle, and I don't know, whatever, nobody cares. But you do get a waist twist on him. I don't know why it wasn't a ball joint, but it's a waist twist. Then you get a swivel at the hip. The hips will, the shorts are like a soft plastic, so the hips will go out like that much there. He can kind of kick forward and back. This is really just going to be for like adjusting poses. He does stand pretty good, and you know, his feet are flat to get him to stand. Like, you can't have him like the hands, and I'm totally fine with that. Like, this, I didn't really like even notice that until like I tried to stand him up. So I think Patrick looks very good. He doesn't move great, and the accessories are, they're okay for my liking. Now, who I was more excited for, but I'm a little bit more disappointed with, is Squidward. So, let's just jump into it. Does anybody pause the video or play the Jeopardy music or something? Can anybody see what's wrong with this head sculpt? I'll give you a hint. The same problem is wrong with the interchangeable head. No? He's missing the dots on the top of his head. And that really bugs me. I didn't think it would bug me as much as it does. And I didn't notice it until I was watching like a movie. And I was just kind of fidgeting with them. And I look over, or I'm like looking at him. And I'm like, what the hell? And my friend's like, what are you talking about? What's wrong? And I'm like, he doesn't have the dots on his head. And my friend was like, throw it away. And I'm like, yeah, true. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. He's supposed to have dots on his head. It's like part of his very already simple design. But it's just, again, Super 7 is, they do like 10 things, they do like 9 things. They do like 5 things right and then like 4 things wrong. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't get it. But the head sculpt itself does look pretty good. I'm not a big fan of that seam line. And this is also a solid piece, so he's very top heavy, which becomes a problem in a minute. I really like that, though. I do like that. You get to see like the shirt, his collared shirt, the hands, the tentacles, which I also believe the tentacles are supposed to have dots in them as like a semblance of suction cups, and they're not there. Why? Like, is that just me? Am I wrong? I know I'm not wrong, actually. So that sucks. That really does suck. The legs look good. And then you get the whole foot situation. See, the suction cups are there. They should be on his other hands, too. I'll give them a pass for the gripping hands. But yeah, you can see it on these hands, which we'll talk about in a second. There's a suction cup on there. And even that's not accurate, but whatever. So, so the foot situation. I understand that this is hard to do. But I think what they could have done is given him an interchangeable waist piece that you could have him just standing there with the legs in this position. So what I've been doing is kind of just taking the other 2 ones and rotating them back, and then kind of rotating the legs outward a little bit. And it doesn't look terrible for what in my mind's eye of how Squidward stands, but in reality I'd want to like rotate these legs, and you know, I don't know. I just think he should have came with an interchangeable like lower half, in my opinion. As far as the other accessories are for Squidward, tentacles. Let me see. Getting him to stand sucks, guys. Just a heads up. Like, I guarantee he's going to fall before the accessories are over. So, he does come with a couple interchangeable hands, which is pretty nice, I guess. He comes with just, like, normal hands. But there's something cool about those we'll get to in a second. And then he comes with, like, gripping hands. These are for the clarinet, really, and for holding the sign. But they're not really good for the clarinet. But luckily, he does come with this clarinet. I do like that. But I think he needed a different set of hands for the clarinet, to be honest. Because Oops. Yeah. So the reason I did that was because these hands are actually magnetic. And I didn't realize this, but the Krabby Patty is also magnetic. And we do finally get a Krabby Patty. So if you want, get Squiddy out of here. SpongeBob's arms aren't long enough. Oh, I guess you could kind of do it like this. I think you want to get SpongeBob in a pose. Plop the hat on there. Let go, Squidward. Now that, I will say, Anthony likes that. Whoo, man. That looks good. I do like that. That's cool. So, I like that, but Squidward, I don't think there's a right and left hand for him neither. Like, I just think they're kind of whatever. But, like, all those wasted years. If he wants the Krabby Patty. Worse, it'll go straight to your thighs. Whoop. And then you'll blow up. So, hopefully he doesn't have too many of these. He only comes with one. Now, he does come with the picket sign. The Krusty Krab unfair. Mr. Krabs is in there kind of thing. I like this. This is sculpted. This is a good accessory. I like this. Then we get two interchangeable hands. Or interchangeable heads, I'm sorry. You get the angry one with the hat on. I like this. Though I do wish the hat, I kind of wish they did like a magnet with the hat. So I could have the hat on this head or this head and just have like an angry headed Squidward. But that's just my opinion. And then you get you think this is beauty. And he points to himself, which is what these hands are for. So it's just kind of like, I think this is pretty funny. It's very well done. Again, I can't imagine a lot of people are going to use this, but it is pretty damn funny. I do like it. That's it for accessories, by the way. I think other accessories that I would have rather seen him come with, I think it's nuts to me that they did not give him Bold and Brash. Like, he definitely should have came with Bold and Brash. Or even just like an easel and a paintbrush and a canvas like that. Like art supplies, I think I would have rather him come with. Honestly, I think I would have taken that with a magnetic hat over this head sculpt, and I get interchangeable legs. And I think he should have came with an interchangeable pair of arms to have crossed arms. Like, you know, like him crossing his arms, because he does that quite a bit. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not super happy with the accessories on him neither. But what I am super upset about, to be honest, is this articulation scheme. And it's not because it's bad. It's because it's just simple things would have made it better. So he does come with a ball joint on the top of the very long neck, and that's fine. I do think a ball joint at the base of the neck would have been nice too, to get him kind of like slouched, but honestly I think this is fine. Shoulders go up, they go down, they'll rotate 360, single jointed rotating elbow, again no bones so I don't know, and then the wrist all swivel and hinge. That's fine. You get a waist twist, that's fine. Now this is where the problems lie. These hips are way too loose. Look at that. Seriously? Like, right out of the box, seriously? He can't even freaking stand. Like, I already don't need Squidward in, like, an incredible amount of dynamic poses, but, like, you can't even do that. Kick forward, back, out that much, no thigh swivel, single-jointed double, like a single-jointed double knee, you know? And then that does rotate as well. And then I already showed you the feet, but they will all hinge down individually. You do like that disgusting thing where they're trying to move the couch and he stubs his toe. It's so funny. And then they do rotate, so you can kind of get that like Squidward standing effect. But again, I think it should have had an interchangeable pair of feet or something like that to better represent that. So before I see, it doesn't even stand. That actually scared the hell out of me. But so before I even do my normal, like before I do my regular comparisons, I wanted to get them standing next to SpongeBob himself. And I will say, I think they scale well. SpongeBob may be a little large, but I'm okay with that. They all just have very unique shapes. I don't have Sandy with me, but Super 7, I don't ask for much from you, but for the love of God, please, 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 at the very least, give us a Mr. Krabs. Like, if they gave us a Mr. Krabs and he came with, like, Plankton and Karen, I've talked about this before, I'd be fine if they didn't make anything else from this line. But it will feel so incomplete if we don't get Mr. Krabs. That will suck. Man, that will suck. And I think Mr. Krabs would definitely come with Plankton. I'd be very surprised if he didn't, and that would be fine for me. Sure, would I take Larry, Mrs. Puff, Pearl? I would love our Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Like, I'm here for all of it. I would get a young version and an old version. Man Ray, the Dirty Bubble, the Flying Dutchman. Like, I would take Bubble Bass. Like, anyone that they wanted to make. Like, I wish that this line, and I don't say this a lot for Super 7, I wish this became one of their Turtles or Simpsons. I know they lost the Simpsons license, but that they just keep pumping out waves and just give us all these crazy characters. I don't ask for that for much, or with most lines, but this is one of those lines that I hope they go crazy with. And so far, we've gotten, what, 3 waves? Because the third wave is like SpongeBob, where he comes with the thumb, which is pretty awesome, with the infected thumb. And then, like, when he, like, bites, tries to get that out, and he rips his whole face off, and he's just like a skull. We do have that coming, and I guess that's wave 3, but man, Super 7, please reveal some good stuff. I will be a very happy camper, because you guys piss me the... Here they are next to the NECA Toys King Kong and the Jazzers Fortnite Series 6-inch Peely, and I think that these are really good representations to just show, like, these are pretty large figures, I will say, which is kind of interesting. Here they are next to the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman and Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Series Darwin. Here they are next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men, Hasbro Marvel Legends What If series Zombie Captain America. So, you guys are probably out there wondering, Ant, what are your final thoughts on these figures? And I gotta say, Super 7 just can't, they don't win me over. Like, I'm never like, wow, this is a great figure. I think the only time that I've ever, like, really been astounded by how good their figures were their Turtle figures. I really like their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, but all their Disney figures are pretty shit. These are pretty good. They're about, like, 70 to 80% there for me. There's things that I really like, and then simple things that I wish they could do better. Like, the fact that he doesn't have the dots on his head, maybe that doesn't mean a lot to you, but it means a lot to me. I hate that he doesn't have them on there. Now I can't unsee it. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I really hope this... I do hope that this line continues. I hope that we get to see more characters again. It'd be criminal to not give us Mr. Krabs and Plankton. Like, that would really suck. That would really, really, really suck. So give us a Eugene. We need a Eugene and a Sheldon. But anyway, at a price point of $60 a pop. 60 bucks. I want to give Patrick a 7. I think Patrick fares a little bit better than Squidward. And I'm going to give Squidward a 6. Because I really do like the way that they look. But there's just little things that... Like, getting him to stand sucks. Like, really, really sucks. So, for that price point, that shouldn't be an issue. But... that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. So, with that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all of those apps, and I have a great time, so I'm sure you will too. But as always, let me know. You copping? See you guys in the next one. Peace. Squilliam Fancy Son from band class. What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.